Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back to the show. I have a new setup here. Don't trash my background yet. I haven't finished. I just threw some stuff back there to kind of hold the place in the meantime. But I did say I was gonna kind of change my scenery, and I was able to get the computer back online. I had a tough time in the beginning just getting the keyboard to respond. It was crazy, but anyway, I conquered. I overcame. I feel good about it. I feel good about myself. All right, because this thing really put a challenge to me. I'm hoping that you can hear me properly. So in the meantime, until some folks get in here, I am going to just kind of get some things together because I'm still kind of working my way through the new setup, and it literally just happened where I'm just like finalizing some things that I wanted. So just kind of bear with me until I get there. Now we're going to be covering the central vacuum system today, and really, it's funny. The central vacuum came out, golly, when was it? Was it 1890 or something like that? Let me see something. I was looking this up, and you'd be surprised at how long it took me to get this information, man. Because the weird thing about it is that I did a search on Google, I found out what I needed, right? And then, when you use some of these AI search things, and they gave me a run. It was a weird runaround that I got just to find out, to confirm the information that I got. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't just like, like a whim or something like that. So like it wasn't a fluke or something. So I wanted to make sure that I had the information right. And man, it was weird, man. I was like, holy cow. Because I didn't, I've been in this kind of an industry for a minute, and I didn't know about this lady. It was invented by a woman. Oh my gosh. Let me see something. Let me get this information for you. Okay. I want to get the right information because I kind of want to have a little bit of background. I think her name is Corinne Dufour or something like that. Corinne Dufour. Let me see if I can pull it up so you can see what I'm talking about. Let me see here. Yeah. So it was a lady inventor. Now here's the funny part. So when I pulled her name up, they kept showing me a character from James Bond, right? Let me see. Can I find this? Let me see if I can share this with you guys. Okay, I need to get my source. Where's my source? Where's my browser source? It's asking me to find it. Okay, so here we go. Let me transition over. So this is what it kept showing up. This is the name of the person, apparently, that invented the central vacuum system, right? But this is not the lady. And I kept searching, man. Oh, come on. And it's always about this role, but it's not even a real, it's about the role of James Bond. And I said, all right, so let me do another search, right? I use the same name. I'm going to, hold on, let me copy this. All right. And I use the same name, but now I'm going to put it in. Let me see. I'll put it in here. I got all my stuff up here, man. Can I hide this? Hide my little files. All right. So now I put her name in, but I'm gonna put central vacuum. Central vacuum. All right. So who invented the central vacuum in 1899? All right. So let's pull this up. Let's see if we can pull this up. Okay, central vacuum 1899, discovered, fascinating history, inventor. Okay, All right, so now you're gonna learn about John Thurman and Corinne DeFore. Now this is the lady that started essentially. You know what? The accordion. You know that the way it breathes in and out like that. That's how the first one was created. It was like the suction was created by, like that. I would love to try to see if I can recreate that. Okay, I have to reposition my camera. I'm a little bit off screen, but we'll worry about that a little bit later on. But yeah, so I finally found the person that created the vacuum, the first the central vacuum itself, and then it went into. It didn't really get popular until maybe like the 70s, but it was it was big. And then I believe she came up with a motor to go along with it, and but before it was using that pump. Okay, let me see if I can pull it up. But that's the funny part about it. Okay, so a pioneer female inventor. Here it is. Let me see. Can I pull this over? Can I Let's see if I can pull this. Let's see if I can pull it over, man. Golly. Let me see something. Maybe I can pull the screen over so you can see it better. Let's see if I can do that. How's that? All right. Yeah. So Corinne DeFore, female DeFore, patented the early version of the vacuum cleaner. Ford designed was unique for its time, incorporating a hand-powered pump and a fabric bag to collect dust. Her invention was portable, making it easier for households to maintain cleanliness without relying solely on manual labor. Right, DeFore's contribution are often overshadowed by her male counterparts, but her innovative spirit played a role in the evolution of the vacuum cleaning technology. All right, and gosh, they had some more. They had a lot more. Following Booth and DeFore, David T. Kennedy further refined the vacuum cleaning technology, etc. But I got more information on the actual central vacuum setup that she had, and for some reason, it just becomes harder and harder to find. But man, this lady was a pioneer in this particular thing. So pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. But man, it's like, why was it so hard to find this information? And don't get into sexism and all the other stuff like that. It's just that it's just like when you're just not. Let me look it up again, because let me see, vacuum, discover, history. I have all these other names. James Bond again, and I had oh my gosh, I had so much more information on this, and it just kind of went to the wayside because of the way everything went. Instagram, 1910, Corinne DeFore patented her early version of the vacuum cleaner making household. All right. Anyway, I'll leave that alone. I'm not gonna be belabor that point. But it was cool. It was cool though. Okay. But in the meantime, guys, let's make sure that we remember that we have you can come by and you can visit our website. You can pick up T-shirts. You can pick up MonroeVacuums.com and buy parts. I just shipped out some parts the other day. And if I don't happen to have something that you want, just please just let me know and see if I can find it for you. I'll be more than happy to do that. All right. So don't forget. All right. And then also we're gonna have comment of the week. Okay, and we're gonna see some comments that we're gonna be covering and see if we can help some folks answer some questions, and then we're gonna get into this teardown and we're gonna go from there. All right. So I don't know if I should be. Yeah, I'm live, man. I'm live. I'm not gonna worry about nothing. Let's see if I can pull up. Let's see if I can pull up the information I need for this. I'm gonna pull up my community page here, and let's go and start looking at some stuff here. Okay, so let's see what we have. All right, can I make that bigger? Let me see something, guys. Give me a moment. I gotta add my scene to it. Everything is new again. Okay, guys. So I'm really just kind of bear with me as I try to work my way through this. Let me see if I can blow up this page so you guys can see it better. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll work right there. Okay. Well, let's check it out. Okay, can you hear me? All right. So this one here. So okay. So this person was asking about the belt with the Kirby, and we're just trying to verify that the Kirby belt. It says so the belt is supposed to be on red arrow while it's being used. No, the Kirby knob is supposed to be on green for go while it's being used. Okay, and I tell people not to worry too much about the color coding, and I'm gonna work on the light, guys. Big shiny. A big shiny spot on my bald head. Yeah, so the Kirby belt, you're supposed. Okay, look at it this way. When you, I kind of, excuse me. I like to use mental visual stuff, right? I think it's a lot easier that way. Forget about the colors. Forget about the red and the green and all that stuff, because it becomes confusing with the way the wording is. Belt on, belt off, right? And I have a video on it explaining it in more detail. But what you should do is when you're putting the Kirby head on, you want to start at the beginning. You want to make sure the belt is in the middle, right? You want to make sure that the knob, you can see Kirby, right side up, right? And that would be green, right? That would be green. Now, that's the starting point. Then you turn your knob. So what you're looking for now is turn to the back of the Kirby so you can see that hook grab the belt. When the hook grabs the belt, that's when it's ready to go onto the Kirby. So you don't want to do that turning stuff in the beginning while it's on the Kirby. You want to do all that turning, grabbing the belt while it's off the Kirby when you have the head in your hand. Okay? And you turn it, you hook the belt. Now the belt is hooked. And what the belt is actually doing, just imagine this tape here and this little, can you see it? Yeah, this thing. So when you put the Kirby on the belt, when the belt is hooked on that hook, it's kind of going like this. And this is the shaft. This thing here is a shaft, right? So when you put the Kirby on the belt, it's like on the machine, it's hovering over the shaft. It's not sitting there yet. And when you turn it back to red, it drops on the shaft, and now it's ready to interact with the machine. So when the motor turns and the fans start to spin, the belt will spin, and then the brush will spin, and that's the idea. That's how it works. Okay, so hopefully that helps this individual. I did try. You do your best to explain it typing, but I'll be honest with you, explain it is a lot better. Okay, this next person here said, let me see, troubleshooting the rug nozzle. Okay. They said, great tip, thank you. All right, yeah, you're welcome, definitely. All right, so I need to know how to take the belt off. It's broken, it needs to be replaced. This is for a smartwash. Now, I instructed the individual to go and take a look at some of my my videos on the smartwash and the Hoover tips. And because what I do is I have a breakdown. So during the breakdown, you're taking everything apart, and it's going to show you how to get access to the belt. So I couldn't just really, I didn't even have a Hoover smartwash in front of me. So really the best thing I can do is refer this individual to my videos. All right. And let me see here. Okay. Let me try to help this one person more, and then we're going to move on. Okay. So it says here, I've been having big issues with dirt streaks. All right. And when I park it, it leaves a puddle on the floor of dirty water, the length of the head. All right, so now this is about the cross wave, okay? I have two suggestions for you if you're using a cross wave, okay? First one is that dirt that you're seeing on the floor is from the brush. The brush is still dirty, okay? Now, dirty water is just going to sit. Because you remember, you just finished sucking up everything, and what happened is all of the water didn't get extracted out of the brush. Okay, so that's the key. If your brush is dirty, I would say take the brush out. Okay, wash it. Like really kind of wash it. Now, what some people do is they'll use the tray that came with the cross wave, and it allows you to pour water in the tray itself and and then turn the machine on, and what the water would do with the turning, it's going to clean the brush. Okay, because you're not cleaning dirt anymore. You're just rotating in water. Okay, and the suction is going to suck it all that dirty water with the brush dirty water into your tank, and you can do that until it gets clean, or you can take it outside, hose it, and kind of wring it out and clean it that way. So that's one way you can do it. Okay, all right. So that's about as much as I can get with that. But definitely, be prepared to replace your brush often. When I say often, I mean like once a year, maybe, something like that. Or because, it's just like, imagine that you were using a toothbrush to scrub dirt. Eventually, that toothbrush is going to get dirty. Okay? And if you keep using it on clean things, you're going to transfer that dirt. So you would have to like clean the brush like a paintbrush. You would have to clean the brush out. I got a paintbrush right here. You would have to clean the brush out of all the paint. You see what I'm saying? So if you want to use that brush fresh again, you're going to have to find a way to clean that brush out. The same thing you do with the crosswave brush. I hope that makes sense to you. Okay? All right. So we're going to move on from there, guys. And thanks, everyone, for if you just came and you're just hanging out for a second, or two, I appreciate it. Okay? I saw this meme the other day. I thought it was pretty cool. It says, can't tell if my new job is awesome or haven't been there enough to know it sucks. Man, dude, look, unfortunately, everything is like that. Everything is like that, just like guys who shoot videos like myself, they see the title and then you tune in and then, you determine whether or not you want to keep listening. It's like, I don't know if it sucks. It's just that with a job, you've invested time, you start making plans for that job, and you really want it to be great, because it's a lot more on the line, watching something on TV. But everything is like that. You don't know if it's going to be good until you get into it. You know what I mean? Everything is like that. It is the gamble. You know what I mean? It's the gamble that you take. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. And you don't know until you know. And what we have to have is either you're gonna say, okay, I can deal with this, whatever comes with it, or I can't. And if you can deal with it, then you deal with it. And if you can't, then you can't. And that's it. That's it. Don't beat yourself up for stuff like that. Anyway, I thought that was a cool meme. And I had some more stuff, man, I wanted to share with you guys. But again, I think by next week, I'll be in my rhythm. By next week, I've gotten all my scenes up properly. Anyway, let's move on. All right, so now let's talk about this. Let's talk about these central vacuums. So I get a lot of service calls for central vacuums. All right, so I'm always on the road, visiting different homes for central vacuums, and repairing things yourself. It takes a little courage, and it also takes that attitude I was talking about earlier, because you don't know until you know. You don't know if it's going to be successful until you do it. And if you're afraid to, and if you think you're going to break something, then you say, man, I'm not going to mess with this. I'm going to get somebody else to do it, right? I may want to change my brakes one day, and then one day I may not, I don't feel like it, so I take it to a mechanic and I have them do it, okay? And whatever they charge me, they just charge me, and I just pay the money. I made a decision that I wasn't going to do it, right? Or I didn't have the time or something like that, right? Same thing with central vacuum. What I'm going to show you is how simple this machine is. It doesn't mean that you're going to still want to do it, but information is always good. It's always good to have, and I'm realizing more and more now when people used to say, why are you showing all your secrets online? And, you're gonna look, man, there's a lot of people that don't have any shop near them, and they're stuck, and people just want to save money. Some people like to do things themselves, and if I can help with that, I'm going to help with that, right? And guess what? You're not going to hide the information, right? Nothing. You can't hide anything anymore. It's just whether or not a person feels like doing it or not. So let's move on into this. Okay, let's move on to it. Let me show you what the deal is. And I have a central vacuum kind of hooked up to my back here somewhere. And I may end up using this to help us understand more about these central vacuums. I have 2 of them. Okay. Now, some central vacuum. Let me show you the motors. All right. Now, a regular vacuum motor will look something like this. Okay. Right. This is not something that you can't. Don't hook this up to a central vacuum. Okay. I would recommend that you don't try to do a rig on this one. You saw me do something where I put one in a backpack, right? I switched out a backpack motor for just a regular vacuum motor, and it worked, right? But I wouldn't do that with a central vacuum. Central vacuum motor is built a little bit more robust. It's a little bit. It's you see you couldn't even do it. You couldn't even try with this. You see what I'm saying? I mean, well. You probably can, right? But don't, because this one here, depending on the kind of model that you have, this is a 230 to 240 volt, 80 hertz, 50 to 80 hertz motor. Okay, regular vacuum motor is about 140, right? Is it 120? I'm sorry. All right, so yeah. Okay, let's 120 volts, 60 hertz. So don't mess with trying to replace this with something simple. You're gonna have to get a central vacuum motor if you want to put a new motor into a central vacuum. All right, and so let's see if we can get some stuff done here. All right. Now I hooked up my overhead cameras in a different position, so we're gonna test it and see what we have. Let's see if we can see it. It's a good thing I have this. The transition messed me up in the very beginning, but now it's my friend. Okay, it's my friend. You see that? I can see. Am I showing you the right thing before I do it? Okay, before I do that, let me show you this diagram. All right, that's my overhead cam. We just test it. Let me put my hand here. Yep, good, fantastic. All right. Now this is what central vacuum setup is normally like. You see how it is? It's either in the garage, it's in the attic, one of those places. Some people have it under the house. I don't know where you would have it under the house. It will be very hard to empty the dirt if it's under the house. It'll be probably inconvenient to try to empty the dirt if it's in the attic. The garage is the ideal spot to have a central vacuum. So if you notice how this is set up here, This is see the part, that top section here, this top tubing. This is the blow off. This is what this would be for. It's burning, or it's like blowing the air out of here. And some people do it where it exits the house. All right. Some people have like a filter tubing about this long, where all the blow off will go into that, and it'll filter it out so it don't dust up your garage or everything. And then the bottom of it is where you have all the dirt, and at the top, in the middle, is where all the suction is. The vacuum is kind of being built up here and everything. And then the top is normally where the motor sits. Okay, and if you look at the piping, it'll go up, and it goes throughout the entire house. It's going to have, nooks and crannies and turns and corners. And then you're going to have a low voltage wire that runs from the central vacuum to all those terminals. And every time you plug your hose in, what you're doing is you're connecting the you're making a connection so that your on and off switch, when you hit the on, it'll tell the central vacuum to turn on. Okay, so that's the idea. Okay, now some people, the central vacuum units, the moment you plug the hose in, it turns on. Okay, because maybe originally it was just a straight suction type of machine, or it may have a pigtail, meaning that it'll send electricity down to the brush motor. Okay. But normally it would have to go through the handle and go down the brush motor. Anyway, those are the two kinds. The one that you kind of plug in, most of the time those are straight suctions, or the one that when you plug it in, you still have to hit your on and off button, and that normally those have the rotating brushes at the bottom, the motors and stuff like that. Okay, so all right, so we have to get that part out the way, just kind of get you to understand a little bit more about central vacs. All right, regular vacuum motors normally come in about 2 different sizes, except for cordless. You'll have your regular one like this, and you have a kind of mini motor like this, little tiny little motor for those little easy vac type mini vacuum machines and stuff like that. You'd be surprised that even the Shark vacuum is not that much. The motor is not much bigger than this, a Shark vacuum. Okay, motor is not that much bigger, and even the Dyson. Dyson did a good job with their little mini motor. I have my own issues with the circuit board stuff on the motor, but anyway, that's neither here or there. But they're able to generate a lot of suction with that tiny motor, so that you have to give those guys props for that, because most of the time you need a big motor for that. All right, here we go. Let's see if I can do a good job with the visuals on that. Okay, let's see what I can do. All right, let me get here real quick. I'm going to try to set up I want to be able to see if anyone has a question. Give me a second. Hey, you know what, guys? Consider a central vacuum unit. I mean, I'll be honest with you, a shop vac would do. But consider you can get a tiny one, like the one I have back here. This is a mini one. Most of them are very big. They're tall, gigantic vacuums, all right? Big body. And then you have tiny ones. And you can literally run the piping through your garage or your studio or whatever. You can create your own. If you work in a workshop that requires you to have vacuum access all over, you could just run the piping the same way you see in this thing here. And if you go to Lowe's, you'll get PVC piping, but it's not the same as central vacuum pipes. But do-it-yourselfers find a way. You know what I mean? So if you can't get a hold of central vacuum piping, then you can probably use the PVC. But it is different. Let me show you. The thickness. See, now it's a 2-inch pipe, central vacuum pipes. Okay, 2-inch pipe. But the inside of the regular PVC pipes, let me show you, is thicker. Look at that thickness right here. Okay, and then consider this for this one. It's a lot thinner. See that? So even though the outside of the regular Lowe's PVC is the same, the inside is thinner, so it won't fit. So you can't mix and match. You're either going to go all in with this, or if you're going to use, you would have to do a thicker one. But I just had to. This is the one I had as an example to show you. You would want to either you're going to go all in with this, or you're going to go all in with the other one. Okay, and if you do, remember that if you try and mess around with the other one, you're going to have to, really just kind of do a lot of alterations for the fitting and stuff like that. All right, good. All right, let's have to get that stuff out the way. All right. All right, so let's see what I can show you here. If it's gonna do me the right thing, okay? Let me see. Wait, give me a second. Okay, I have to see if I can. Oh my gosh, come on! Are you kidding me? You haven't typed. That's why you gotta look at the screen while you're typing, because you type everything and then nothing happens. What the hell, man? Oh, the cap locks are on. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, I'm on. My cap lock's on. Oh my gosh, they had me go through a dozen verifications. Okay, am I in? Am I cool? Yes. Awesome. Here we go. And fantastic. Okay. All right. Excellent. Excellent. All right, let's get going, man. We're already a few minutes in, and we haven't really gotten to the meat and potatoes yet. So let's get to the meat and potatoes, okay? I just had to cover as many things as I can for you guys, get myself acclimated with this whole new setup. This is the first video of my new setup, so let's see if it works, okay? Let me put this over here. All right, let's move all this stuff over here. Okay. All right, is my microphone still working? Yes, it is. I think it is. All right. Okay, let's see. Let's see how this is gonna work, because this is a gigantic machine. Okay, maybe I can I lift this up? Ugh. Can I lift this up? All right, this thing is in two parts because it's so big. Okay, because there's dirt down there. Okay, so you have this big gigantic machine here, and it has a little filter at the bottom there. Okay, and then the bottom part of it is where the dirt gets trapped. See that? All right. So what I'm going to attempt to do is just try to see if the camera can capture in the right angle the motor setup that I have. Now, I took one of the motors out because it was already burnt out. The motor burnt. But this one has two motors. The one back here has one motor, okay? And so the only complicated thing about this thing possibly is a circuit board. And sometimes all you really just have to do is replace it, okay? But let's show you. Let me take this... let me tilt it and put it on the counter here, and let's see if I can transition this over so we can do this. Okay. All right. Now this is the top. Okay. Damn. I'm gonna have to move. See that? I'm gonna have to. Can you still see me? You see that? I'm gonna have to move. I can't just keep it right there. Let me see that. Let me see if I can tilt the camera a little bit. Okay. Can I tilt the camera a little? How's that? Is that? I could probably move it in a little bit more. Okay. Okay. I think that's doable. I may have to tilt this camera a little bit too. Let's see. All right. Don't worry. I'm still working. Like I said, guys, I'm still working on it. Let's see if I can I tilt this a little bit? Okay, can you come on, mama? All right. How's that? All right, I'm getting there. Don't worry. All right, so here we go. Let's take this apart. Yeah, so a central vacuum is not a bad option if you want to have a vacuum unit in your garage or your workshop, because we normally use shop vacs, and then shop vacs are not expensive, but we normally use shop vacs. So take a look. Can you see? All right. So one motor would have sat right here. Okay. Let me show you. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is a new motor, but it would have sat right. Let me see where over here. It would have sat right here like this. Two motors. Okay. Two motors to power your central vacuum. So that's why you with something like this, you're talking about maybe a 10,000 square foot house or something of that sort. Not every home is going to require such a big a central vacuum unit, but you want to make sure that it's the right size for your home, because especially if you have a gigantic house and it the suction is traveling a long way, you would probably want something that is a lot more powerful. Okay. All right. Okay. How's that? Am I good? All right. Okay. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. I gotta double check something. I gotta verify something here. Give me a little second. I'm trying to verify something here, and I'm not sure. Oh, God, where's my mouse? Oh shit! I got the wrong mouse. I got the wrong mouse, man. I got the wrong mouse. All right, let me verify something, folks. Don't go nowhere yet. Okay, let me see something here. Okay. Whew. Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. All right. Okay, great. All right, good. All right, so now you see all these wiring, man. You see how confusing this stuff is? It's just like so much to deal with. But really, when you look at it, you look at it very simple. When you're taking these out, there's really only these two things here. These two cords. Every motor boils down to this. Okay, you have your neutral and you have your live. All right, and you just have to find out, where does my neutral and live connect? Where are they connecting to? And wherever they're connecting to, you just disconnect them and put them back where you got them. It's not that difficult. Now, if you find that your problem is the board, okay, what you do, you just keep it simple. Take pictures of the way the board is set up, because the boards normally have like it'll let you know which wire, like this is the line, this is the main line, or it'll have something like L, or it'll let you know. But still, take a picture of the board setting of all the cords that's plugged into the board, pull them all apart. Okay, if you have to switch the board out, pop it in, and maybe even don't take the board out until you get the new one. So as you take it out, you pop it into the new one. You know what I mean? As you pull one out of the old one, you put it right back in the same spot in the new one. You can keep yourself in order. You don't have to kind of go all over the place and lose your mind, okay? You don't have to lose your mind. But don't let the size of this thing intimidate you, okay? Let me get the smaller one, because I think it's going to be a little bit more manageable for me to show you how this works on the smaller unit, all right? But again, like I said, the size of it is intimidating for most people. Okay, what do you call it? The low voltage cord, the low voltage wire, is connected to the board. Let me show you where it's at. And this is really just to turn it off and on. This is the same thing. That means if these two wires stay connected, let's say you connect, the wires come out of here, right? And they stay, and you just splice them. The machine will be on them all the time, right? You know what I mean? Until you unplug it or something like that, because all you're doing is you're making the connection to say turn on, and that's what the on and off switch is on your cord. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay. All right. This here is a central vacuum hose. A lot of them are about 30 to 50 feet long. Okay, and your on and off switch is in here, and the wiring runs through this cord, this hose, up to this switch. Okay, and then another set of wiring is going to go down to the nozzle to tell the nozzle to turn on. And so you have this one here. Oh gosh, man, I'm sorry. One of these is just to turn the motor on, and the other one is to turn the motor on with the power going down to the floor. Okay, and if you notice, you plug this baby into the wall. This is making a contact. There are going to be two little contacts inside the wall. The two electrical contacts in the wall. So the moment this plugs in, it's connecting both of them. Okay, it's saying okay, go. And then this plug is what you're using to power the nozzle to the floor. Fair enough? All right. Okay. There was some more I wanted to show you, but again, everything happens such a fly. So take a look at this. Look, this is what I'm talking about. So if you have, let me see if I can turn this around. Can I turn it around for you guys? Can you see what I'm seeing? Yeah, I can't. You see? Let me see if I can stretch this all the way over here. Okay, so you would get, oh my gosh, okay. Okay, you'll get. They always come with adapters when you buy these units, or you buy the kit. It'll have like brackets that would allow you to, and you go to Lowe's, they have the same thing for the regular PVCs where you can connect one. Then you have elbows, you have T's where you can split, the direction of where things want to go and stuff like that. Okay, so central vacuums are not the purpose of this video is to let you know that it's not as intimidating as you would think it is. How's that? Okay. Now this one is different. This one, the motor is at the bottom. Okay, this unit here, the motor is at the bottom. Okay, and all the dirt is stored up top. Okay, that's how this one is set up. So let's go through the bottom, and let's see if we can get access to this motor and see what it looks like. Okay, and see if it's, is it really intimidating? Is it really that bad, or is it just like a regular vacuum? Okay. Let's check it out. But for those people who didn't know, like me, big up to the lady that came up with the. Thank you. Central Vacuum is applauding. Hey. I gotta hook back up my little applause box. I got a box that allow me to do applauses and stuff. All right, let's take this off. Right. So look at this one. Okay, can you see it? Okay. Let me see. There you go. I could put it on an angle right here. Actually, you know what? I think I have something I can rest this on. Give me a second. I have something I made for something else, and I think I can use it for this. I made this for my son for can you see it? For PlayStation controller. A little stand. So I'm gonna turn it upside down. And there you go. Alright. So this is your breaker. Your little reset little breaker switch here. And if you notice, you have coming directly from the motor. Okay? Goes right from the motor and it connects to the side of the board. You see that? Okay. And then the board connects to, you have your on and off switch. Your regular, like, you could turn it off and on, so you can just have power. Let's say you just want to turn it on from here. Not all center vacuums come with this. A lot of them, it's all through the board. It's all, it only utilizes the I think the Electrolux. But not all of them come with this on and off switch. This is very convenient for if you just want to use it, just want to use the motor. Some people do it when they want to vacuum the garage, because they'll just turn it on, because the garage connectors normally don't have the on and off option. You just plug it in and turn on your suction. Okay, just plug the hole in somewhere in here, in the in this section, and you just turn it on. Golly, I'm totally out of focus, man. Sorry, guys. Again, like I said, I'm still adjusting to this thing here. Okay. All right. So now take a look. Now the neutral, again, the white neutral wire. It goes right to the board. Okay. It has its own designated spot. So when you do take it out, you just put it right back in there. And if you notice, the power cord comes in, and both power cords are going to the board. The neutral and the main line is going to the board. Okay? And obviously this one is traveling, it's making its path to this, goes to the motor, and this one is a short path because it connects to this white, and it goes to this, and that's it. And then you have your ground. So if you was gonna replace this motor, you just pull out the old motor, put in a new motor, connect your lead wire, connect your neutral wire, and voila. But that doesn't necessarily mean that will solve the problem, because if the problem is the board, the motor could be fine. Most of the time, motors go really bad when the carbon brushes just kind of start, the metal touches the armature and it just start grinding away, and it just like, destroys the thing, and is what can you do, right? And let me show you let me see if I can get that one off, and maybe I could show you what it looks like. You know what I would need to do that? Do I have my oh my gosh, do I have my ratchet set here? Hold on, let me see. I may have it. I may have my ratchet set. I may. I'm gonna see. I have a mini one because I wanted to see that other motor. But just to give you like a real clear view of what I'm talking about is just, this is it, guys. Okay, this is how this is set up. Okay, and it's not difficult at all. It's just that it's something that most people don't want to deal with because they don't want to break it. Now look how easy this is to come out. You get yourself like I don't know, something like this. Maybe a regular pliers can do it. Let me see. Yeah, regular pliers would do it, but yeah. Well, this is working. Neither nose is working. Let me see. Yeah, regular pliers is better. Let me get a regular pliers, guys. Let me see. Here we go. Let's use something. Use one of these. We'll use one of these. Turn it. Just get it going, and then once you get it turning, and if you put in your model number, let's say you have a beam or one of those things, you normally unfortunately there's a lot of boards that you probably can't really get. So let's say you have a feature like a filter feature. Okay? You have a filter feature. Wow, do I have to move this out the way? I think I may have to move my camera out the way, man. I may have to move my camera to another position. Give me a second. Let me see something. I'm gonna move my camera over here. Down at the bottom. Let's see if I can do that. Where's my overhead? Let's see if I can move it down at the bottom, because I think it's interfering with something. I'm gonna move it to the center. Okay. Transition over. Let's see. That big live is like blocking out. Yeah, you learn as you go. You make your mistakes. All right. Okay. So, yeah. So again, if I wanted to take off this thing, let's see what it is to change this. Okay, to change the circuit board. All right. Let's turn this again. Okay. Look at that. Stuff came off, right? Hold on to those. You don't want to lose those. And voila. Look at that. Your board comes right out. And like I said, if you're going to switch this out, don't make any changes yet. Okay? Don't make any changes yet. You see where it says the L? I'm not sure if you can see this. Okay, let me move closer to the camera. Can you see it now? Let me see. Can you see it? There you go. There you go. You might be able to see it right there. And it has an L right next to this here. Okay, that's live, right? And then it has an MN for those two connectors there. And you just have to remember which one came in from the cord and which one is going to the motor, and just connect them. That's it. This one came in from the cord, and this one is going to the motor. You see that? So it's motor. It may just be motor neutral, MN. I have to double check that. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to tell you something that I'm not absolutely certain of, but it may. The MN. Every circuit board may have their own little way of describing the stuff here, because this is motor live. This is the live for the motor. This is live coming in. And that's how this is. And you just swap them out, guys. Just swap them out. Now, here's the last thing I'm gonna say about these swapping these things out. So when they don't have one for you that matches yours, don't dismay, okay? Don't dismay, because a lot of the times you may just have to sacrifice one feature, okay? one feature, and that feature might just be, golly, now I'm. Remember when I wanted the slider, and I made my slider, and because you know what, every time you're moving, you're moving, and I don't know, I may have to just work back so that if I move, you don't really see much movement. All right. But anyway, you may let's say, for example, you have one that says it tells you when your bag is full, right? And that feature now is kind of rigged that your machine won't turn on if your bag is full unless you empty it or something like that, or it needs servicing. Okay, and let's say the new the board that you can find for your central vacuum, there's that part of that board is missing. Okay, it can still operate without it. You're just gonna have to sacrifice that light that tells you your bag needs changing or it's time for service. You understand? A lot of things are extra features, guys, and the extra features is helpful, right? But a lot of things are not necessary. And the one thing I didn't, and I get it for the manufacturer, I get it for the people who service, right? It's perfectly okay, that's how the business designed it, perfectly okay. But for me, those little special features, I don't like the idea that an additional feature, not a main function feature, an additional feature can stop me from vacuuming, or stop me from washing, or stop me from, my food can't get cold, let's say if it's a refrigerator, because this fancy light that's connected to the circuit board is out, and because that fancy light is out, the machine is shut down. And I'm like, dude, I don't need the fancy light. I didn't need it in the first place, right? But why is this interfering with the function of the main function in the machine? You know what I mean? It should be that light is just not available. So, oh my God, I can't tell my filter, and that's it. You got to replace it or whatever. But they make this thing in such a way that the whole unit shuts off. And I get it. You got to get a service because a lot of people are not going to stop. They'll just... I saw it with Kirby, man. The fan is broken, and these guys are still, and you can hear it. And they're still vacuuming. I'm like, dude, cut it, man. You're not supposed to be cleaning with this thing. Come on, your brakes are grinding your rotors, and you're still driving the damn car. So no, it wouldn't be cool if you have a sensor that the moment it notices that your brake pad touches the rotor, it shuts your car off. That's not cool. That's not safe either. And that shouldn't do that. You get what I'm saying? The same thing I feel about a vacuum and central vacuum. It shouldn't do that. It shouldn't cut it off as a result. All right. Okay. So, anyway, guys, that was what I really want to get across to you, that it's not as. Oh, okay. Great. I'm sorry. My son just texted me. He got student council. I'm like, oh yeah, word. Okay. Nice. Hey, you know what? I saw something that I really wanted to share with you guys, man. And it's a man. You know what? I gotta see if I can find it. Folks, because I think it's worth it. It's about family. Right, and as we exit, okay, I want to show you something that I think. Let me see if I can get this. Hold on, let me see if I can get this. Give me a second, because it's worth. If you hang in here for a second, trust me. It's worth it. Let me see something. Let me go. I have to go to my history and see if I can find this. Where's my history? Okay. All right, how far? Holy cow! I didn't watch all this. I didn't watch all this. Why is all this in my history? Golly, man! Don't tell me I lost it. This will make me very sad right now if I can't find it, because I thought it was so good. It was a letter that. Oh God! All right. I'll tell you. God, nah, man. Let me see if I can find it. Damn it. You know what? I'll do the next. I'll share it with you guys. But let me tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you what it is. It was a lady that apparently she woke up. It's I guess she was having a dream or something, or it was just a short story that she wrote. But anyway, it's about a lady. She's 85 years old, and she woke up and she's 35. And she says, I woke up and I'm 35 years old. The pain is gone. I feel young. I'm looking in the mirror. I see, my wrinkles are gone. I'm ad-libbing at this point because I don't have the story in front of me. And she says, and I walk into the kitchen and there's my son and he's young again. And he is, eating his cereal or whatever. And I went past by my husband and there he is. He's young again. And normally we just pass each other because we're so busy. This time I hug him and I hold him, right? And I don't let go right away. And she's describing the appreciation she now has for her family, because now she's 85 right now. He's off in his family, calls once in a while, her son. Her and her husband did. I don't know if he's passed. The story didn't say that or whatnot, but, and it's like, you know what? Stop and appreciate the people that are close to you, because like this lady going back, you ever heard those people say that, what would you tell your younger self, right? Or if you had it to do all over again, would you do anything different? Obviously it's you can't do anything different. And if you did, you probably wouldn't be the same person anyway. Me and my son talk about time traveling all the time, about if you went back in the past and you try to change something, you yourself probably wouldn't have made the decision to go back in time. So you probably would delete that scenario or whatever. And if you met your younger dad and you form a relationship with him and say hi, whatever his name is, you never know that conversation may have changed how he met your mom, and then you may disappear. Listen, we talk about stuff like that, okay? But appreciating the people in your life right now, man, is big time, right? So I'm running after my kid constantly until he's going to be driving soon. He's 16. He's going to be driving soon, and eventually he's going to be, So I try to soak up as much as I can, man. I'll be honest with you. So, and I'm working my butt off. I'm working like day, night, constantly, and I try to make those quality time. So I just want to share it with you guys because I thought it was something cool to share with the audience, because it was. If I can find it by Thursday, I'll pull it up Thursday for you guys, because it's worth it. The read is great. I mean, I felt it, man. I felt it right in here. Okay, I felt it right in here. Okay, and then one last thing I'm going to share with you guys, if I can. I saw something that I don't know. I wouldn't say it irritated me, but it kind of irritates me, because I know that people are being used for something, and it's messed up. And we think we're doing the right thing. We feel good about it. But we don't realize that we're addicted to complaints, and we're addicted to victimhood, because who wants to be responsible when someone else can be, and if you were brought up to take responsibility, you're going to continue that route into your adult life. But if you weren't, you're going to take the first excuse that you can come up with, and most people, that's what we do, So I want to show you something here. Let me see something. I'm trying to send it to myself. It's on my phone, and I got it last night, And I was like, man, I'm gonna share with the guys. I'm gonna share with everybody. And then my computer was taking too long, and I wasn't able to set everything up right. But I might be able to. Come on, man. Come on. Let's see if I can bring it down. I wanna. Gosh, come on, reload. I may have to wait too. I may have to wait on this one also. Come on, are you kidding me? All right. Damn. Okay, I'm gonna show you on my phone. Okay? I'm gonna show you on my phone because I'm gonna show you on my phone. Take a look. All right. I saw this. One of my folks I'm associated with put this up. And it said here, the problem in Congress explained in one graph, right? Okay. You can't really see it, but I'm gonna explain what all these numbers mean. Okay, but you see the pie? Okay. And it said here, millionaires in Congress, 51%. Millionaires in America, 5%. It says white men in Congress, 77%. White men in America, 31%. All right. Women in Congress, 20%. Women in America, 51%. Okay. Over 55 in Congress, 67%. Over 55 in America, 28%. Okay, so the part I wanted to talk about, the white men in Congress thing and the women in Congress. People, we're constantly doing this sex and race and gender, white and black and all this other nonsense, right? And I'm asking them, who do you expect to make that difference? Because you start with interest. Like they say, there's not enough women and whatever. All right? So you're going to force women to get into this particular thing? Because right now, the barriers are gone, right? Right? Women are all over the place doing a lot of things, great things, a lot of stuff. I mean, they're probably like in front of everybody. About all that stuff, right? So then what are you going to keep doing? You're going to keep saying that women don't have opportunities? It's like, what are you telling these ladies? What are you doing? You're going to tell black people they don't have opportunities? And they say, well, we have to make more black people available for this and that. I say, well, if black people are interested in that, then they go after it. You want to be lawyers? Go after it. But you can't force them to be lawyers. You can't force a law firm to say, that's what DEI, all that craziness was all about. It's like, no, how about interests? Like, not how many people are interested in working on a rig? How many people are interested in working in a ditch? How many people are interested in being a firefighter? How many people are interested, in some? And if you're interested, you apply for it. But you can't force that interest. So a lot of these arguments to me is just like ridiculous. That's like saying there's not enough portable vacuums in homes. What are you going to do? Force people to buy portable vacuums? No. If people are interested in portable vacuums, they buy. Now, if there was a prohibition on it, then we can fight for that and say, hey, man, people have the right to buy what they want, right? But if there's not a prohibition, what you going to do? Force? How are you going to force people? How are you going to get more black people to do this thing? You see what I'm saying? They have to be interested. They have to, and sometimes it's the family. The family teaches the kid to have, and then the kid, he have people around him, and because the people around him is interested in this particular thing, my in-laws, the mother is an accountant. The father has his own business, remodeling and painting and stuff like that. Both of them are very successful. Their son went to school. Guess what he went to school for? He became an accountant. Okay, and it happens a lot. A lot of guys, they're family firefighters, they're family of police officers, and it's environment. So I don't know if you can force people to more, like, if you run for Congress, there's black people in Congress. Run for it, go for it, right? But don't. I want you to elect me because I'm black. No, it's stupid. Like, you better bring your best pitch. You better bring it. If you want people to vote for you, man, you better bring it. Like anything else. You want to go to a job interview, you better bring it so you can nail the job, man. You got to sell yourself. People are not going to hire you just because, we want more bald men. How ridiculous is that? Now you got a bunch of unqualified bald men just because you're trying to get bald men in your company. No, get people who want to work in the company. anyway, and qualified. But I thought this, and I'm like, man, how many people are just like swayed by these things, and they think that there's some injustice being done, rather than competing, rather than putting their energy into it. So, same thing with us fixing vacuums. My mind is focused on that's the problem. Let me find a solution. Who am I gonna blame? I can be mad at the companies for making nonsense, but I'm gonna find a way around it. Okay, I'm gonna find a way to disconnect that little wire from the. If it's stopping me from using my central vacuum because of the stupid sensor, and the new circuit boards don't have that connection. Well, screw this, man. Let's leave the sensor out. Let's stop the sensor from sending a signal to the board to shut it off. Okay, but I'm controlling that. You understand? The same thing with you guys. And information now is so readily available. We don't have to come up with excuses anymore. Okay? And I don't know. I just hope a lot of my folks from around the world get the idea. A lot of them are, because if you go to if you look at a lot of the successful people, dentists and doctors, a lot of these guys are from Nigeria. You'd be surprised, right? The guys come to America like, man, I'm gonna come be a doctor. Hey, who's that? Sidney Carlos. Good afternoon. Hope you all are doing great, Mr. Wayne, Master of Vacuums. I like that name, man. I like that name, Sidney. Big up to you, man. I like Master Vacuum. Master of the universe. I have the power, But anyway, guys, I'm gonna shut it off right now. Thanks for hanging out with me, and for if you rode out with me while I'm doing my little rant, my little soapbox rant. Thanks for hanging with me. At least I'm not doing it in front of the video anymore, because I used to do it in front of the video, and it's like, dude, I came here to learn how to fix the belt. I got my own platform, man. I just want to get stuff off my chest. But until then, folks, you guys are the best. Hey, Carlos, until next time, man, I'll be here Thursday. Larry, I'll be here Thursday. And for whoever want to come and hang out, I'm going to work on my background. I think I'm going to put a logo back there. But for right now, I'm just throwing some things back there. I'm going to put a logo or something back there. I'm going to find a way. I'll have my lighting right. I'm going to have my camera. It may not be this week. I may still have a shiny forehead this week, but just know that I'm on it, okay? You guys stay cool, stay positive, and until next time.